president of Lambda Independent Democrats. I'm also a member of the Public Safety Committee of Community Board 1. For those of you who don't know, Community Board 1 covers the area of Williamsburg and Greenpoint. It also covers 2 city council districts, one which is Councilmember Steve Levin, who unfortunately, through some oversight, didn't get informed about this event and is really very, has been involved with this planning and working on this issue from the very beginning, way back in March. But Rami Metal is here from his staff. Also, the other council district is that of Diana Reynes. It's also 2 police precincts, the 90th and the 94th. For those of you who don't know, the dividing line is Metropolitan Avenue. So if you're north of Metropolitan, it's the 94th precinct. If you're south of Metropolitan, it's the 90th precinct. We have a number of police officers here. The other person who helped organize this, or did most of the work, is Lincoln Ressler, who may want to.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out. My name is Lincoln Ressler, and I'm the district leader and state committeeman for this area. And seriously, most people, when I tell them that, look blankly at me, having no idea what I'm talking about. Basically, it means I'm the Democratic Party leader for this area. It's a highly lucrative, unpaid office, but I ran last year to be the district leader in Williamsburg and Greenpoint and Fort Greene because we need strong leadership in this area. We need strong advocacy in this area, and I am deeply and sincerely saddened that we have a cause to gather here tonight, but I'm pleased that we are here tonight. Just in the last week, there had been 2 separate incidents where members of the LGBT community have been attacked in Williamsburg. Since Barry Shortell had his face bashed in, requiring tens of thousands of dollars of reconstructive surgery about 6 months ago, we've had half a dozen additional attacks. And we will not tolerate this violence. A trend is forming. And we need to stand up together as a community. We need to speak out. And we need to build awareness, not just about the violent incidents that have been happening, but about the resources that are available to the people in our community. And we need to forge strategies together. All the people in this room and our friends and neighbors and the random folks we meet on the street, we need to work together to forge strategies to prevent future attacks and to create a real response strategy. There's no magic pill. There's no single perpetrator. But, I think back often to, an incident that happened earlier this year where in Greenpoint there were some neo-Nazi flyers put on cars. And I was at church at St. Anthony's on a Sunday morning, and I was talking to a couple older ladies who had been born in Greenpoint, and their parents had been born in Greenpoint, and their grandparents had been born in Greenpoint. And they said to me, these neo-Nazis, they think that they can come into this working class community and where there's some gentrification taking place and take advantage of some unrest, of some social unrest. But that's not the neighborhood that I've grown up in. This is what she said to me. Here in Greenpoint, we've always welcomed people. Whether it was the Irish coming in, or the Italians coming in, or the Poles coming in, or Puerto Ricans, or African Americans, that's who we are. And we need to remember that tradition and fight for it today. So let me pass it back to Tom, and we'll go through the evening for you.
I'm probably going to forget some people, but I think you all need to know how many people have been involved, that are involved with this. Some of the principal groups are working with on trying to address this issue is the Anti-Violence Project, which Joyce Lee is here today, who's the community organizer. There's some other staff people from her office. Of course, I can't remember everybody's names, so when Joyce gets to speak, she can hopefully do that. All right. Safe Horizon, Jessie LaHood is here from Safe Horizon. She's been working on this. Marianne Nicolosi is here from the Brooklyn Community Pride Center. For all of you who know, Brooklyn is the last of the 5 boroughs to get its own Pride Center, so we're working on getting a Pride Center, which will then be a central resource for all those types of programs. Captain Komar is here from the 94th Precinct. The Deputy Inspector Person has been involved with us on this issue for quite a while. And Heather Letzis, who does New York City, she and the deputy inspector have a relationship now. When a new incident comes out, they go back and forth, and we're on top of it right away. The police department, we've been working with the 90th Precinct Community Affairs officers. The 94th Community Affairs officers have been getting grief from me and from Lincoln, and they give us grief back, but we all work very well together now. And the police officer Adamo and police officer Truglio are here. Tim Duffy is here from the police commissioner's office, the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender Advisory Committee to the police commissioner. I am a member of that. Melissa Sklarz is here, who's a member of that. Carlos Menchaca is here from the council speaker's office, who's one of the people who facilitates that committee. Then again, like I said earlier, Rami Metal is here from Steve Levin's office. And where's Ben? Oh, Ben Baruch is here from Diana's office, as I saw him come in. All of the precincts have what are called community councils, and everybody should go to those community council meetings. So the president of the 94th Precinct Community Council is here, Betty Hulson, who has been working really closely with us. One of the most important people in this neighborhood is our assembly member, who's Joe Lentil, who's here with us, and whose office is in this neighborhood. And I have things, anyone who wants to say anything at this point, or I'll get through the list, then I'll give them a chance. Elected officials always want to talk. Some of the other groups we've been working with are El Puente, which is a program in South Williamsburg. Globe, which is Gays and Lesbians in Bushwick Empowered, which is out in Bushwick. The Audre Lorde Project, which runs a Safe on Our Streets program. Brenda Jones is here from the Center for the Anti-Violence Education, which is based in Park Slope. We do want to thank Christina Buza of Public Assembly for making the space available, making the sound available, and also Claudia from Cecicella, I get that right? Good. For the baked goods. And Carlos is slipping me notes so I don't miss anybody.
And we've also got Juan Rosa from the Manhattan Borough President's Office and Jason Otaño from the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. I especially just want to echo Tom's thanks to all the good folks who have been involved in putting this together, but two other people really were with us all the way, and that's Erin Drinkwater, who's a Greenpointer and the Vice President of Lambda. Can we give her a round of applause? And Christina Bauza, who Tom mentioned, who basically runs this place, and she reached out to me a couple months ago and suggested that perhaps we could do it here and hold this event here. And also want to thank Mark Fladner from the DA's office. Thank you all. And Will Florentino, who's been involved with this effort from the start. Basically, the plan for this evening is as follows. We're going to offer folks in the room who've been affected by violence in the community an opportunity to speak out if they'd like to share their stories and talk about personal experiences. We'd really welcome that. And from there, we'd like to offer some of the groups that Tom just mentioned an opportunity to give a real quick overview of the services, resources, and information that they can provide to people who have been affected by violence in our community. And then we are going to have a conversation about strategies that we can employ together as a community to address this spate of violence and the hateful attacks against the LGBT community in Brooklyn. But before we start on that, it is my real honor to introduce one of the smartest, hardest working, and most honorable people in politics, Joe Lentil.